Hey, it's Michael from Trimline. Today I want to share with you a really simple tool that I use with clients when we want to map out the next 1, 2, 3 years ahead. I'll try and get founders out of the month-to-month grind and then think a bit more macro, a bit more big picture. And this is a really simple tool to help people think about what the future of their business looks like. All right, let's dive into it. So the first thing you need to understand before I show you this high-level forecast is making sure that you understand how businesses need to be in balance. If we assume that 100% of your revenue that comes in the door obviously gets spent in various needs of the business, COGS might take up 10%. From our agency clients, we try and aim for direct labor to be at least 50%, sometimes 60% of revenue. Operating expenses should not make up more than 20%, ideally, which leaves about 20% left over at the end of the month. That means your business is in balance. There's enough cash or oxygen left at the end of the month or the year to help your business breathe and to help you reinvest. And then we use this concept and expand on it. So this is an actual technique that I use with my clients, and usually around annual planning time of year when we need to think a bit more big picture. If we look at where your business is currently at, so look at this current column and we have a look at number of projects. Maybe you've got 10 projects per month, 5K gives you 50K monthly revenue. Then you've got some recurring clients paying you some retainer projects, gives you your total monthly revenue. This will change business to business, of course. So feel free to add in your own business drivers. Maybe you sell different types of products or services. That's neither here nor there. The matter is you're working out how it all stacks up to get to what your annual revenue level is. That's the whole point of that. And from there, we can break down as a percentage of revenue, what all the costs of the business are taking up. So say at the moment, your actual percentage of revenue, and you can do this at home, run your P&L, look at all the key areas and divide them by your revenue to work out what they are as a percent of revenue. And then you can throw them in here. COGS taking up 11%, direct labor taking up 53%, OPEX taking up 26%. And very simple maths to take your annual revenue and then plugging in how much you're spending in those other key areas. And what's left over is your net profit, 10%. And if you remember this concept here, if you're taking up too much in certain areas, say OPEX is taking up too much or direct labor is taking up too much, your net profit gets squeezed and you actually are not profitable. Sometimes you can go into a loss if all these costs are too much. Long story short, you're basically trying to get to where you're at currently and where are you spending all your money. And then we think, okay, what's your next 1 year goal, 2 year goal, 3 year goal in terms of selling numbers of projects? What price are we going to be selling those projects at? And also recurring clients, what the order value might be for them. The main thing here is to understand what the drivers of your business are, what the drivers of the revenue are. Plug them in to get an understanding of how many extra widgets you need to sell in order to help grow your business to that next revenue level up. And then from there, what we're going to do is have a look at what we want our target cost of goods sold to be, our target labor, and our target operating expenses. The whole point of this targeting is to then work out if we can streamline things a little bit, how can we improve our net profit? And the real benefit of this tool is to give you a budget for what your direct labor should be at a certain revenue level. So you can start to plan what your org chart looks like. You can break down each role, what the wage will be for each role, because you have a budget of overall per year, you need to be spending about that for the whole business to be in balance. So this is a great way for you to work out, is my business model actually viable? And from there, you can see all of these numbers are direct relation to our target. So in this, we've reduced our COGS from 11% where we're actually at down to a target of 8. We've reduced our direct labor costs from 53% down to a target of 50. And you can see with those improvements, and same with OPEX, 26 down to 20%. You can see with all of these little streamlining of each key account, you can see our net profit has improved by 22% at the end of it. So this gives you an idea of, as the revenue increases, how does the budget for each of my key areas of the business go up and how much can I spend on OPEX as we grow? And it gives you a really clear picture from a very high view of what the areas are, what the budgets are, and also if you can improve your profitability, if you can improve your labor costs a little bit, you can see that dramatic impact on your bottom line as well. So all you need to do is plug in these green numbers here. The green cells is the things you should be updating. Everything else will auto update for you, and play around with it. Hopefully you get some value, because I run through this a lot with my clients and we get a huge amount of value playing around with what the business could look like into the future. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.